Yo, and we have another video for you guys, and this time it's an update, and it's apparently YouTube has deleted all of Floyd's channels. Every single one of his channels has been deleted. Wow. Even I can't believe it, but then I can believe it once you start seeing these videos I have for you guys. So let's check this out. This is like 2 weeks old, but it has more of a overlay of Floyd's crimes.
He was sexually exploiting children in Rio de Janeiro. His detention was at a downtown hotel. He described himself on social media profiles as a sex tourist.
You hear that? He described himself on social media as a sex tourist. You see, you couldn't look. These guys are not the smartest bulbs in the pack. Imagine you don't even realize that you've been watched on social media. You want to be here's a joke of YouTube. You want the most views and you want the most attention, but when you get it, you aren't prepared for what the attention brings to you. Because good attention and there's bad attention. And look like he's got. If you want attention, you keep your ass quiet and you keep yourself clean. Good attention. This is what he got. This is where he left him. This is what he got to him.
Text that includes a series of excerpts from a video.
As soon as they entered the room, the American, identified as Floyd
Well, this guy
Wallace
lay
Jr.
flat like a.
29, was arrested.
Wait, did someone go in there or he just lay flat as soon as they opened the door?
Arrested in the Liberdade neighborhood in downtown.
God, he knew they were coming.
Eating gaming.
He lay down. He lay down flat already with his hands behind his back. He couldn't wait to be caught. Now, let's just rewind that because I was sitting down and like, let's just rewind that. Let's rewind. Let's rewind this.
In Rio de Janeiro. His detention was at a downtown hotel. He described himself on
There's no one in there, right?
profiles as a sex tourist. The text that includes a series
There's
of
no one else in there.
video.
Well, they came with guns as well. Like this guy was a terrorist.
The American, identified
Guns on
as
this
Floyd
dude.
Wallace Jr. 29, was
No wonder
arrested.
why he dropped to the floor like a dead puppet with his hand behind his back. These people, he must have been wetting himself.
In the Liberdade neighborhood in downtown Sao Paulo, today eating gaming. He threw himself to the ground and was handcuffed.
Yeah, he threw himself to the ground. I thought to myself, like, was there someone in there to throw him down? Or did he throw himself down?
Department in support of civil police officers from the state
Dude threw himself
Rio
down.
de Janeiro days. According to information from the Child and Adolescent Police Station, the American is accused of raping and sexually exploiting several children. In conducting their inspection of the hotel room where he was lodged, the police found a significant quantity of electronic equipment, including files containing child pornography. They
What the hell is that? Like a face balaclava?
also seized a variety of items such as pen drives,
Okay, this guy got a lot of little pin drives here, hard drives here, GoPro cams, loads of phones.
memory cards, a notebook, a computer, multiple cell phones, some stuffed animals, a watch with an embedded camera, and various other telephone
The stuffed animals in itself is a crime. That's terrible, man. What are you doing as a grown man with stuffed animals, man?
devices. At the start of December, law enforcement commenced an intelligence operation following a report from a ride-sharing driver. The driver stated that a user who had used a false name requested a ride with two minors whiners. During the ride, the man spoke with the children who said they were going to meet an older man who didn't speak Portuguese. The girls couldn't explain how they knew him. That's when the civil...
I'm just thinking that maybe he's going to take them to McDonald's or Disneyland. Disneyland Brazil, I'm just making this stuff up. Like, he needs to figure some lie he needs to make while he's Ubering children to his hotel. Because it looks odd. And a lot of people saying, oh, he's not guilty of anything, we need to try him. Look, man, come on. You need to figure out why our children being Ubered to your damn house or your hotel room, man. make it make sense.
Police were contacted. On December 18th, the police identified the user who had requested another ride with 4 underage girls. During monitoring, agents identified that the American had traveled to Sao Paulo the previous Saturday and was planning to flee the country. This is
Damn, man, like he knew the jig was up. You know, he might be a Skylar. Skylar said the block was hot. The block was hot. So Skylar, from what I checked on his Instagram, man, he seemed to be living free. He ain't arrested or anything, but you know, his YouTube channel's gone. And that says something. I don't know if he deleted it to get more subscribers to Phantasm. Cause this guy, he seems to be the master manipulator. Skylar. He always knows how to manipulate things. He might have put his channel on delete himself. So we all go and try and figure out what's going on, and we subscribe to the Phantasm. Before you know it, record signups, and he comes back and is like, "Ruled you guys. I did it on purpose. You thought it was something to do with Floyd, right?" I'm the master of this stuff, man. I know how to play the game. I'm just saying. He might have said that. He might do that.
Is where the teams established a perimeter to prevent his escape. A temporary arrest warrant was served for the crimes of rape of a vulnerable person and facilitating the sexual exploitation of children. His passport was also seized.
Bro.
The investigation also revealed that the criminal had self-identified as a sex tourist on social media profiles. According to the civil police, Floyd is a U.S. citizen and has a channel on a video platform where he posts videos of himself.
Damn, man. See, Floyd, he's one of those YouTubers where he was trying to get... Oh, this is Facebook? Like, this is his Facebook. He was doing all this police stuff, and he was harassing police, and that's where he had criminal records before. So, you know, you had to think about what he was doing before, and was he really a bad or good person? You're hanging around with someone with multiple criminal records. Think about it.
Resisting police approaches and being arrested in various states of his native country, Orpova. The foreigner has a criminal record in more than 3 U.S. states for crimes such as resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and assaulting a police officer. The combined sentences could reach 34 years in prison. Investigations continue to identify and locate other possible individuals involved
Put this guy in the back,
as well as to determine if there are new victims.
They didn't even put him in the back of the car seat. They put him in the back of the car. They put him in the back of the van. I can't believe it. It's hilarious. I'm like, wait. This guy just come out the back of the van.
Identify and locate other possible individuals involved in the scheme, as well as to determine if there are.
They bring him out the back. Not even in the back seat. They didn't even give this guy the privilege to put him in the back seat with his handcuffs. They put like, you get inside the back of the van. You're not even going to be in the back seat.
Federal police, which is
You
investigating, right? And his arrest, where his arrest was made. Now searching for other members here in Brazil because this gang is international, right, Leticia?
Damn, it's a gang. It's a gang.
Yes, William. And the police also want to know how many victims were targeted by this man, this 29-year-old criminal. The information we have is that he is here at the federal police headquarters in São Paulo, an investigation together with the civil police of Rio de Janeiro, because that's where these victims were targeted, right? The first identified victims, which we covered in this report, were alerted to the authorities by a rideshare driver about these.
You wanted to be famous, now you're infamous. Lloyd, you're infamous now.
They said they didn't have much
You
information
got all the
about him,
attention
that he
you
was
wanted.
A foreigner who didn't speak Portuguese, and this raised an alert among the police at the apartment. Our first live report was in front of the apartment, a kind of hotel, a lodging platform where he was staying in São Paulo. The police believe that in recent days he had been using this location as an escape route to return to the United States. Everything was very well planned. He already knew when he should post all this so that the police here in Brazil wouldn't find him. According to the investigation, he was even being financed to commit all these crimes here. Now, the objective of the Brazilian police, the federal police, the São Paulo Civil Police, and also the Rio de Janeiro Civil Police, William, is to count the number of victims and also list.
Wow, this guy, like, he knew the jig was up. It makes you really wonder, what they're saying is that it's some sort of like criminal enterprise gang. So anyone associated with him, they're looking into. Anybody associated with him. Because like he was looking to flee the country. They said he was holding up in that hotel ready to flee the country. We used to wonder now. And then you got this guy here. Check this guy out.
Traveling the world, he would meet up with another guy by the name of Floyd Wallace. He's the guy that's arrested in Brazil for you know what. Austin Holloman would find himself in trouble for basically being accused of asking inappropriate questions to Brazilian women, which would cause him to leave town immediately.
So Austin Holloman, a well-known friend of Floyd Wallace, he's left Brazil as well. Skyler left Brazil, but he went back and he seems to be fine, but his channel's gone.
Issue in Brazil was nothing like this, right? I had an issue with them saying that I was hypersexualizing women or encouraging men to come meet women down there or something like that, you know. Whenever I had that Brazil incident and I left, and they had like a criminal investigation for like, it was like a prostitution ring that this woman.
Austin Holland lying about the case. It was for promoting sex tourism, not prostitution ring. See, now that really we're starting to look into this more deeply now. Like, why are these guys? So his channel might be next. It might be next. And it looked like he's trying to clean up his act. So I'd say it might be next because now we're starting to see the surface of what really is going on with the passport bro. Not them as a movement, but something's happening where YouTube is looking into things. And let's just put it in this perspective. I've watched a lot of these guys' videos. I just came across them. I'm looking to travel and I came across a couple of these guys' videos and I was like, okay, what are these guys about? I tell you, I got it from Ab and Preach. Ab and Preach saw Skylar. I watched a lot of Ab and Preach and they were like taking the piss out of Skylar, saying certain countries you can go to, and they were laughing at him. And that's how I kind of found Skylar. Okay, so they kind of indirectly promoted him. So I watched his videos, and then his videos was like, okay, yeah, this country is okay for here, you can go here, and this is where you find the ghost houses. This is where you find the freaky girls. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds like you're promoting sex tourism, right?
That I'd never met in my life was trying to accuse me of doing, and of course nothing came about it. They ended up closing it because it was bullshit from the start. Whenever I was living in Salvador and that whole thing happened in January, I was already in Thailand and the police were at my house ready to arrest me that I was staying at in Salvador.
One of the examples he used was his own run-in with foreign law, but he said luckily he made it out of that situation. I was thinking that he was kind of correlating the Floyd Wallace situation.
From what I remember, looking at the interview from the reporter down in Brazil who brought the story to light, it was about him pretty much selling the videos and the sexual videos that he was having with the women that he was dealing with down in Brazil without their consent. That has statutes on it. Like I said, I think it's Act 27 under the national status for Brazil, that if you're selling this sexual acts and deeds or inviting people in lieu of someone's pleasure, those are crimes. And that holds time for that. So that's why he actually skipped out of Brazil before they can actually collect him.
See? Now we're starting to get even deeper into this now. Because I'm starting to think to myself like, I'm a YouTuber. Most of us watching YouTube are YouTubers. I'm thinking to myself like, I know how much I get paid. And I know, like, it's hard out there on YouTube. Some YouTubers are big YouTubers, you know, they get like millions of views. I get a couple million views. But you got like shorts, you got mainstay VOD YouTube, if you know what that means. The normal YouTube videos, and you got your shorts. Shorts don't pay nothing. The VOD, yeah, they pay okay, but you know, I don't really get much views on those that much anymore. I get a couple 100,000, you know, and I don't really get paid like the revenue that people claim that these guys are getting, like per 1,000 views, like $6. Nah, it's all about watch time as well. So, like, I don't know how much they're getting paid, but I'm not getting paid as much as they are, and I'm thinking they ain't getting paid as much as people think they're getting paid for these travel vlogs. And in a way that how you finance things, because they all claim to be these super smart, super black guys that are super intellectual, have these jobs where they are, I don't know, put it, can work from home and work abroad. Some of these guys can do it, but when you break down how much it costs to travel, hotels, you're eating into your YouTube money in no time. And even that, you know, it ain't cheap these days. Like, to travel ain't cheap. You need to be earning quite a bit to travel. And YouTube, nah, I don't think you can pay it. So it kind of now starts to realize, I'm starting to realize myself, like, they've been selling the videos of the prostitutes online. So they could probably have like this low-key OnlyFans, or, you know, that's what it's been accused of. And that's to subsidize some of the stuff. Or they can do live stream. I don't know what's going on. I'm not part of it, but from what I can hear is like, I was saying filming young girls on the beach in Portugal. You know what I mean? Like, that is one way. So something like Floyd Wallace, they're saying he was filming videos of the young girls and selling them to people. Because there's some networks out there, the dark web, where they film things. And they sell it to these weirdo guys, you know, something like, have you seen Taken, where they like kidnap people and stuff like that, and they have videos and they just broadcast it to these weirdos, and they pay stupid amount of money to watch weird things. That's what I think is going on, where he's just like having this little network of weirdos and they're paying him to like, hey, do this with this person. That's what I'm thinking. Could be wrong though, because I'm looking at, let's see Skylar. Here's Skylar's YouTube statistics before it was deleted. We're going into Social Blade. Yeah, it's a long video, and look, he's getting about 6,000 views. And they're saying for his 6,000 views, he's getting roughly between, let's have a look, let's say he got 8,000 views here. So he's getting $2 to $33 for 8,000 views. I mean, that's Social Blade, and then I've been on Social Blade, and they're pretty accurate. I looked at my own Social Blade statistics, and I looked at how many views and how much money I was making, and I'm like, it's in between that. Because the lowest is $2. It depends on the watch time, and the highest will be 33 for 8,372 views. I'm thinking like, this guy isn't really, YouTube ain't really his main income. He's just doing it for fun. I mean, that's just to funnel people to his Phantasm site, which he says is bringing him $10,000 a month, maybe $15,000 a month. So he's out there making some big good bread from that.
Y'all think we should sit here, or should we go over there? Or should we go over here? Oh, boat just hit me back. Hold on. So they go sit where the young women are at. I mean, there's some young women over here, but I think we'll be straight right here, man.
Wait a minute, they don't know him?
Fuck.
They don't know him. They don't know this guy.
Did you know about Brazil at 6 years old?
Damn. They don't know that guy. He's just out there filming them.
Oh, sir.
At 6 years old, we had the internet, so I had access. I've always liked the light-skinned, curly-haired women that they have down there. They're good, yeah.
Why would sir, at 6 years old, we're still talking about girls are icky and have cooties? What kind of household were you raised in?
I was watching pornography at 6. I wasn't the average 6-year-old, I guess.
No. You're watching porn at 6? This guy's dumb, right? How can you admit this on the internet? Some people don't even realize that the internet, it's on TV right now. YouTube's on TV.
Oh, sir, you said that you were watching pornography at 6 years old. Tell me more.
I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I'm pretty much
what type
of household is that? It's like they're sitting in front of the computer. Here you go, Mr. Austin Holliman. Sit down and enjoy the internet at 6. He's sitting down there. When it's 6 years old? Man, that doesn't make any sense to me. Man, how can you be even sexually active at that age?
Child rearing has a household where a 6-year-old is watching pornography to the point that they can desire Brazilian women?
Well, I mean, as long as you have access to the internet and your mother.
I know a bunch of people with access to the internet. 6-year-olds ain't watching porn at 6, sir.
Well, look, Google was around, so it was easy to find.
For a 6-year-old to be watching Brazilian women in porn and valuing that at 6 years old, now that's how they were raised.
A sex tourist? We're all sex tourists. Look,
I was watching porn.
God help us. We all sex tourists. Oh, dear, man. These guys just keep digging themselves a bigger hole. I don't know what to make, and they wonder why their channels have been deleted. I watched one video of one guy saying that it's all to do with racism because they're black. And they said, oh, well, Vitaly, they haven't gotten rid of him. But he ain't on the internet. He's been a damn nuisance, yes. But he ain't on the internet being a damn sex tourist. He ain't damn well harassing women. Well, he is harassing them, but he ain't like sexually trying to sell videos of them. That's the difference between Vitaly and these guys. I know this is a long video. Because I sat down there and I think that, is it to do with racism? Or is it just YouTube policies? That these guys, they're on the platform, but they don't understand the platform. They think they can skirt around the rules. At the end of the day, you're in YouTube's house. This is their playground. You're just there as a guest. And when they want to kick you out of their house, they will do it. So they said, oh, all these passport bloggers, let's have a class action lawsuits against them. It's like, they'll have you running around in circles just spending money. You cannot take on Google. You look at how much Google is worth, and you think maybe 10 passport bros, even with financing from a bunch of their fans, you could not sit down there and win against Google. This is fact. This is factual. They own the YouTube site. You can't win against them. If they want you off the platform, they're gonna make any excuse to get you off the platform. I sat down there and I read about Floyd Wallace. I realized, like, let's see, how was he financing this stuff? Evidence indicate he raised about $2,000 from overseas supporters for trips, offering streamed content in return while recording outside the US. So these guys are even making real money. If they're literally raising money from supporters. You know what I mean? One guy was like, oh, what about Pro-Life Traveler? He got kicked out of the Philippines. He's white. They never deleted his YouTube channel. Yeah, he was annoyingly filming people, but he isn't part of no damn sex ring. Big difference. Big difference between someone back Vitaly, pro-life traveler. These guys are annoying. They will get arrested and kicked out of the country, yes. But is there any like organization behind these guys? The answer is no. And I said to myself, okay, Johnny Somali. Yeah, Johnny Somali, they kicked him off of YouTube because he was annoying. Too annoying. And I said to myself, let's just do some research. Does R. Kelly Because I'm looking at R. Kelly. Does R. Kelly have a YouTube channel? No, R. Kelly does not have an active official YouTube channel. The YouTube terminated his official channel, R. Kelly TV and R. Kelly Vivo, in October 2021 following his convictions of sex trafficking charges. Hear that? Sex trafficking charges. What is Floyd accused of? Okay, that answers your own question. It isn't even about color of skin. Yes, R. Kelly is black. But this is, look, has Floyd been convicted of anything? If he is found not guilty, he could probably apply to get his channels back. But other than that, I don't think YouTube wants to risk anything, because they're looking at everything that they got there behind the scenes. Because they're behind the scenes, they can see everything. They can see the metadata, who's connecting with who, who's messaging who, because they run Google. And they got the Brazilian authorities looking into things. So yeah, they may know more than we know looking inwards. They're outside of everything. They can see everything that's going on. They can see the behind the scene traffic. So they're seeing where and who's looking at what. So official channels removed. YouTube removed his official account, stating it was in accordance with our creative responsibility guidelines. You hear that? With creative responsibility. That means the things you do outside of YouTube can affect your YouTube channel. If you get arrested for, let's like, a nuisance on the street, a punch up, a little fight, they ain't gonna delete your YouTube channel. But if it's something really serious, and it makes it makes the news, like this, of course they're gonna delete your YouTube channel. Like Floyd Wallace, Floyd, they're thinking like, oh yeah, because he's black, they delete all these YouTube channels. Nah, it's because this is really serious. You got these guys, and then the fact is, yeah, they're saying that they might get the look. I don't think YouTube's gonna reinstate any of these guys' channels once they're removed, because at one point you have to look at a lot of people make videos and they don't realize what they're saying in the videos. They're like, blah blah blah, this. You get on call like someone like there's Skylar, he cleaned up his act, but in all these videos, before he started to try and clean up his act, he would direct people to his Patreon. He would say that's where you find the spicy content on the spicy content on the Patreon, and within that you get into an area where you are promoting something where there could be something sexual on it, and you're using YouTube traffic to direct people to it. The Patreon gets shut down. Okay. Now he's like, oh, go to the Phantasm. Still promoting it. Then his channel gets deleted. Strange, right? It's very, very strange. But I also went in to look at certain things like I see, because there was a point where artists were banned. Like YouTube Action 2021, YouTube removed R. Kelly official channels, blah blah blah. Following his sex trafficking conviction, citing creative responsibility guidelines to protect users from malicious harm. However, his music often remains available on YouTube playlists. Let's have a look at this. Spotify's hateful conduct policy in 2018. Spotify briefly implemented a policy to stop promoting, not entirely remove, artists like R. Kelly and excessive testosterone based on hateful misconduct. This was quickly rescinded after criticism that it was vague and unevenly applied. See, then you can have a fight where saying like, okay, this isn't really fair, because when you're an artist and a rapper, like R. Kelly, scumbag, yeah? But majority of rappers, they're not good people. They're criminals. How people get the actual record label started up? It's through criminal money. Some of these guys have murdered people and come out of prison and made records, and their records are big. You can't just have some sort of like hateful conduct. And I think academics spoke out about this and like, you might as well get rid of everyone on there, because ain't one of these guys as clean as a sheep, as wild as a sheep. I mean, you know what I mean? They ain't Jesus. They ain't walking on water. They ain't that white. Everyone's got their hands dirty. Everyone. You can't just have certain people being blocked. But depending on the crimes, someone like R. Kelly, yes, we can understand that they would get rid of him off a certain playlist. I know it's really crazy. I know. This is going into a long thing, but when you look at someone else like someone like Kanye West has said some horrible things. Like, this is Kanye West. Yes, does Kanye West have a YouTube channel? Yes, he does. And he says some of the most hateful things about Jews and how he loves Hitler. But his YouTube channel's still there. He's black. They haven't deleted him. Maybe he can use the excuse that it's a mental illness he's going through, some bipolar. So YouTube's like, poor Kanye. It's his bipolar playing up again. Don't delete his channel, no matter what he says. And that could be his excuse, but he is black. His channel's there. He says some very hateful stuff, but is he a pedophile? The answer is no. He's not. If he was, would his channel still be up? Hell no. His channel would be deleted. But as I'm saying, yeah, YouTube, they were trying to have some sort of class action lawsuit against YouTube. YouTube will look into their videos and they will find the smallest of little things that they have said and said, you can't get your channel back because you said this, because you promoted this, because you said you was a sex tourist, because you said go to the Phantasm. Because that's against their guidelines as it is. They're lucky they never got clipped before that. Because of the Floyd Wallace situation, it's opened the doors for them investigating everything connected to a passport bro. You got other channels as well where they've had suggestive thumbnails. That isn't even allowed. You know, sometimes the thumbnails are too spicy for YouTube. That's not allowed. Some people channels just got clipped for that. You know, others is just people filming people without their knowing. Like, I'm surprised that this is allowed, where you can just walk through a street, a red light district, and this guy is filming women looking for work without their consent, without them knowing, and then uploading it to YouTube for monetary gain. I'm surprised that's allowed, because some of these women, they do it out of desperation, and also they don't want to be known for doing it. And you know, some of these passport bros, they put their videos up there on YouTube, full face, not blurred out, and you know, you could embarrass people, or you can get someone killed. You know, that could be somebody's wife. They're doing this on the download just to pay for money for the kids, and then they go on YouTube and they see them in a video where some dude's walking through the streets, and they say, "Is that your wife?" And you know, that something could happen to that poor woman, because this guy thought it was a good idea to film this person and get money off of it. I'm not saying that has happened, but these things could happen. You just don't know. It's a lot of weird things that could happen through, and then people aren't thinking. But yeah, that's enough of me. That's enough of my ranting. I kind of went through a lot of everything that's been going on, and what it was is that people were saying, "Well, Floyd, all these channels are gone. Why?" This is the answer, really. The answer, I laid out all the answers there for you. It's because YouTube already had this policy set in stone. The answer is the question is, like, people said, "Oh, is he convicted of anything?" He ain't really been convicted of anything. It's like, if he isn't convicted of anything and he's not guilty, they'll give him back his channels. Probably not. At the end of the day, yeah, he's already said enough on his channel to get his channel deleted anyway. Like, as a normal YouTuber, you're looking over your back for YouTube, because they're looking at any excuse to get rid of channels. They just want the professional stuff out there right now. They want the Mr. Beasts and other things like that. They want those type of channels on there. The big networks. That's where it's going. So these little small channels, they can't wait to get rid of you. They'll make any excuse. So to think that they'll get their channel back, most likely not. I mean, we got someone like Sneeko, he got his channel back, but he was kind of on a way where it was more, he was sending out misinformation. And that was like a policy. I mean, he got his channel back after like years. So he weren't doing anything too bad. It was something where he pull out a certain amount of misinformation. So some of these guys possibly could say, I never knew this was blah 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 blah, and they could get the channel back. But if you have several videos of you just constantly promoting a site that may be X-rated, constantly saying you're a sex toy, constantly saying this is where you find all the sex workers, and you have to either delete those videos or clean up your act, and hope and pray they reinstate your channel. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting on. I'm ranting on about this for a long time, man. It's like maybe 30 minutes of going a deep dive into everything, because like it is really deep. When you start to look into everything, you start to find out how these guys, you look at it as a normal YouTuber, you're thinking like how these guys are affording it. You start to realize there's an underworld of like them paying for sex, then using the women and the videos to finance themselves and some of the fans to finance their touring. It isn't all YouTube income. I really broke down that the YouTube income could not sustain them enough. They have to do other things. Why is YouTube deleting them? We got that out of the way. Why is all Floyd's channels gone? We figured that out now, because a lot of people say it was racism. We've now realized that we compared Floyd to someone like Vitali and other YouTubers, and we realized that his crimes are much more worse than just harassing people. So it couldn't be a racism thing. When we actually put up there Kanye West, he has said some horrible things, yet he's still up there. He's black. Is it because he's famous? No, other people have counseled him. He's, they brought him back. So, just keep that in mind. So I don't think it's a racism thing. So like, subscribe, and thank you for listening to my ranting and kind of like a deep dive of things. Because I do see videos and I just do think to myself like, oi, these people just don't seem to get it, man. You can't compare this guy to that guy because of the color of his skin when you're out there, being like a PDF file. And they sat down and said they actually found child P on these hard drives. So this guy, YouTube's already hearing this. They're seeing all the news reports. They're like, man, this guy's screwed, right? Like, and we're still gonna have these channels up there getting money. Like advertisers do not want to be associated with this guy. This guy's monetized. This guy's been found to have all this on his. Just like R. Kelly. Imagine R. Kelly being found of being found of a PDF file, which he has done, and you damn well have his videos on YouTube with adverts next to it. It's a joke, right? So why would I have Floyd up there? Could have got rid of R. Kelly. Of course they're gonna get rid of Floyd. Anyway, I'm out.